So we were on, if I'm not mistaken, animatronic performance incident, and the password is print. I'm still doing it now. After that, fuck's sake. We are in. We're in. Incident performance involving Freddy. Gen 4. What's Gen 4? Is this involving the toy animatronics? No, they're Gen 2. Generation 3. I don't. I'll just read it because that's how it is. I'll just read it. A few days after the complete setup of the restaurant hashtag 256 on the date of 1993, there was an incident involving the performer of the Freddy Fazbear unit at the location. At 7:59 p.m. of the day of the incident, the unit involved began to twitch and spasm on stage and refused to respond to remote and manual commands. The manager of the location, a Mr. That's probably William Afton, decided to close the restaurant early due to the main attraction needing repairs. Mr. William Afton called for a maintenance crew from a nearby Fazbear warehouse due to their malfunction being beyond the enhanced technician expertise. Around an hour later, at 8:30, that's not an hour later then, is it? If the first time is 7:56. Fucking idiots. The maintenance crew arrived and proceeded to examine the unit. One of the maintenance crew members, Jesse Ashfield, approached the unit. Once during some of the unit, then approached the unit. Jesse Ashfield approached the unit. Once doing so, the unit then proceeded to violently lunge towards her, attempting to harm her while spouting criminal defect. Jessie was luckily able to pull out her Fazbear Entertainment standard issued mobile controlled shock device and electrify and deactivate the malfunctioning unit. Jessie has since recovered and received the proper 2 to 3 weeks of therapy given to any Fazbear employee after a traumatic incident. I'm not reading that part only because I got a lot more to read. So this was Freddy, huh? It's believable, I guess. It's believable. It's Freddy. I mean, after all, he is a leader of the gang. After all, we got 4 more to do, and then we are done with this storytelling game. Circus Baby's Archive. That is weirdo for some reason. Surprisingly, the password's fucking weirdo. We are in, just like that. I'm so glad I googled this. Press space. That's a lot to read. I'll read this part, and this part, and then we'll just scroll for the rest. The purpose of this file is to achieve a is that achieve or archive? Is to archive a document I don't know. I don't know if that's archive, archive or achieve. Achieve. Whatever that word may be, a document on a series of mis- miscellaneous animatronics made along with Generation 5 units. These mysterious units were made by Afton Robotics. No much is known about them. Contents are as follows: AE1 description: an artificial intelligence using an appearance similar to redacted. Purpose: experiment to see if a digital consciousness can transfer to a vaguely different something, and the results pending more research needed, sending to private experiment chamber, whatever number it would have been. Note: subject has been shown to increase in skill and intellect with each transfer, while still holding onto the main personality and decision making protocol. AE number 2: a large mesh of wire control by a basic AI, including spare animatronic eyes, joints, and various hands and feet shells. Purpose: experiment to see how well a subject's endoskeleton can adapt and mimic various other forms and suits. Result: past sending results to manufacturing. Note: subject's behavior has shown that it will resume to stay in the last form it adapted to unless specifically told otherwise. Reason unknown, possibly AI bug, further research pending. All I'm gonna say is that part there probably gave Scott Cawthon the idea to create and Steelwood Studios the idea to create Secret of the Mimic. That little idea there. If I'm wrong, then so be. I am wrong, but I feel like that's where he got it from. Just reading this. I'll read. How many is there? 3, 4, 5. Group B, 6. There's 6. I've read 2. I'll read 3 and leave the rest. Description: a small-handed puppet. Appearance is similar to redacted. Purpose: experiment to test how well a subject's companion will react and respond to commands from its authorized counterpart. Result: past sending results to manufacturers. Note: while the subject passed, it is to be noted that whilst companions will obey, there are still loopholes that they can follow, and their pre-programmed personalities will provide different responses to commands, but they will obey. Interesting. Let's see. This one failed. Why did it fail? It can't handle anything over 50% energy. That's why it failed. Interesting. Also, this one's in groups. Okay, group A, group B. Let's see. Okay. What's the total result? Both group passed. Okay. And then we got group 6 here. A small wooden puppet in a striped outfit. That's the marionette, surely. No. Small wooden puppets in a striped outfit. Is that the mini arenas that Blora has? The mini arenas? I feel like it could be. They're made of wood, kind of, I guess. Interesting. I feel like it is the mini. I feel like those are the mini arenas. 2 more left. No wait, 3 more left. I haven't done this one here. This one is hell. Oh, I've done it again. This one's hell. So HELL. Why is the password hell? I don't fucking know. I don't know why the password's hell, but it is what it is. Okay, so I can read this one if I wanted to, but I'm a bit lazy, a bit tired, so I'll just read first too. A giant mechanical entity has been spotted wandering the countryside following a recent dis- destructive forest fire. The entity was first spotted in 2020 on something 2026 and was reported to the press. Fazbear Entertainment got involved when the entity was reported to consist of multiple animatronic parts of units from old and unknown generations from Fazbear Entertainment and after robotics passed. Fazbear Entertainment was able to bribe the press and witnesses to keep quiet about the entity. The entity has been noted to have an interest in abandoned Fazbear Entertainment warehouses and facilities. The entity has been noted to be hostile and will attack anything, whether living or mechanical, that draws near to it. The entity is estimated to have a height of around 15 feet. That's fucking tall. I think the only FNAF animatronic that's 15 feet tall is Ennard. He's the only tall motherfucker that I know. So, well, from reading the first part, it's got to be fucking Ennard. Anyway, moving on. Around 15 feet with the estimate rising with each raided warehouse. Despite the entity's tremendous size, it has been known to escape observation and tracking on multiple occasions due to the creature's apparent knowledge of Fazbear Entertainment tracking devices and observation, including its violent nature. The entity's intelligence is unknown. The entity has made next to no attempts to communicate, the only time doing so to threaten anything that came near it to leave it alone. If anyone with current or past associations with Fazbear Entertainment or Afton Robotics reports sightings of a creature matching this description, please contact Mr. Henry Emily, or Fazbear HQ immediately. Interesting. That's definitely ended though, 100%. Um, the Salvary incident of 337. That's dinner time. Before I make the same mistake again. No. There we go. This will be the final part because I've almost finished it. We'll skip this. Skip it. Oh, this is quite small. I can read this. Now we got. This is Toy Chica. We've got a Toy Chica incident going on here. Okay. There was an incident a few weeks ago involving an old broken down Chica model from the 80s. The unit involving was a Gen 2 toy. The unit was heavily damaged around the body, mostly significant damage being the lack of hands and the dislocation of the jaw. Wait, hold on. If the toys are... Yeah, no, wait. That would be normal Chica then. That would be the first Chica, Gen 2, because the toys came after it, didn't they? Okay, so that's normal Chica. And this case not jaw until unit was discovered in Utah in an old Freddy's location. Unit was deemed to be salvageable and brought back to location #687 for repairs. No attempts to communicate or move were made by the unit at time of recovery. Animatronic-based functions were checked for errors. No malfunctions found aside from hands and jaw. One of the mechanics attempted to realign the jaw, in which when he pulls his hand aside, the unit proceeded to bite down on his hand without issue. Unit has deemed unstable and controlled shocks were used to paralyze the unit. The mechanism involved was placed in the mechanic involved was placed in hospital under an analysis of a heavy machine error. The unit involved is to remain powered off in storage until further notice. The mechanic has recovered without incident. Note to self: make sure to send an email to the repair crew to turn the unit off before making repairs. This is probably Henry Emily sending that. Okay. And on to the yellow bear sightings, which is, by my guess, the yellow bear is Golden Freddy. And he is haunting. I've done it already. And we are in the last one. Yellow bear sighting, date varies, unknown. Throughout the okay, we're just gonna put down as a lot. So this goes from back to, okay, I'm gonna say it now. We had that audio of the email, and the title was called Him, going after the expression of him being William after being the spring shoot, and Henry said it started in '98, and this Golden Freddy thing, Yellow Bear Science, goes all the way back to '98. Not an unknown exact date though, so it goes back to the chance Henry Emily should have had but didn't take, which is quite interesting. I've got to finish this quick. I'm not going to talk, but you can just read all this because I think someone's coming. So enjoy the read. Sorry, I can't say this much, but I'll read a little bit. A first sign described as a ghostly physical of threadbare, with someone inaccuracies such as a pale yellow fur and a top hat, looked more like a Gen 2 Freddy model. Not hostile, those that saw it reportedly feeling an odd mixture of nostalgia and queasiness. Okay, false alarm. He's going back. They're going back to sit. Any other small ones I could read? Here we go. 1993 to 2023. Okay. Sightings hold after one employee reports seeing the entity. Oh, well, let's go back so you can read these here. But I can still read it. Sightings hold after one employee reports seeing the entity near the location of the safe room. No one's actually seen it since, though others have reported still feeling its presence when in the location. And now we got 2026. Now I'm too tired to read all that, so I'll just let you read it. And that should be all of them done. I don't know if there's supposed to be 2 more he's adding soon or not, but yeah, that's all of them done. I'm open to other suggest FNAF games. This one was a bit boring, but interesting storytelling, I would say. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here because, well, there's nothing more to do. Adios.